Day 113. Okay. So, I practically forgot about my IG live today. I've been so tired. And finally, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go on now. And I go on, and none of the filters work. Like 90% of my filters don't work. So I go on to like put the filter I usually put, and it says like, unable to use your filter on this device. And I'm like, what? And it was like 90% of them. So this is like kind of like the only one that worked that didn't make me look like a ghost, because I'm so tired right now that the regular camera, I just like look way too pale. So this kind of added some color to it. Oh my God. Hi, Courtney. So yeah, this is a late one. I just wanted to come on and say hi. It's been a crazy day, to be honest. I've felt like really energetically low, like really like low energy all day. Just been wanting to sleep, not feeling very much motivated in anything. And so I just took some time in nature. And I wanted to actually talk about that because I do think it is really important for everybody to take a moment, especially when, you're not feeling well, or like when you have low energy, to go back and connect into nature. I'm awake arguing with idiots in my DMs. Courtney, we know what that is all about. Yeah, so... And getting into nature is important because it allows us to like connect back within ourselves, and also the beauty of nature. So if you look at human design, everybody in human design has like open or undefined centers. And this is where you can take energy from the outside world in. So even if you are in alignment, it's sometimes like it still happens that you take energy in from the outside world. Like, you can't just like completely like close yourself off, or else like you'll be fully closing yourself off. And so allowing to tap into nature, whether it is going in a forest walk or like going on a beach walk, like going by the water, like wherever you can get, like even if it's like going hiking in the mountains, allowing that space is like almost like a place of neutrality, and it's like a reset in your energy. Because when you get into nature, there's no other, like, it's just you and nature. So there's like no other human beings unless you're going with someone. But to be able to just go in nature and reset your open or undefined centers in human design, it allows like a certain like breathing room, because sometimes carrying things that happen in the outside world or in our environment can be a lot. It can be heavy, especially like, when you just look at what's happening out in the world. And so to just close off our phones, disconnect from social media, disconnect from other humans, and just get in nature, like go out in the sun, sit, like take your shoes off, like have your physical feet like touch the ground, like, and that is like legit like electrolytes like coming from the ground coming into you, like hug a tree. Like, and honestly, like, yeah, it may sound hippie by saying hug a tree, but when you hug the tree, it's like, it really is like the most amazing thing ever. Because trees are just so sturdy, and you get the feeling of like being grounded by when you hug that tree. You're like, oh, this feels like really good. And another way is like, yeah, if you're like near a body of water, so whether it's the ocean, a river, or a lake, put your feet in there and just take those 2 moments to close your eyes and connect with your body. And the power of that, the more we go out into nature, the more like we tap into into that, the more we tap into ourselves, the more in alignment we become, more we start recognizing what belongs to us, what doesn't belong to us, right? especially with all the energies like carrying from the outside world in, no matter, depending on which of your centers are open or undefined in human design. So you're taking it in, whether it's your thoughts, your emotions, fears, like other people's like amplified energies and whatnot. There's so many things. So I wanted to share that with you today because I did find like I went out in nature for like a solid 2 hours and it really helped me reset that. It really was just like, okay, like I'm okay. I'm still tired, but I was able to like clear out a lot of energy that just didn't belong to me. And so I wanted to share that with you. And then another thing I wanted to share with you, which is I think this is really cool because I am like right now, so this is like my agenda. And I was just like kind of like looking into like what was coming up this week and next week. And so back in, when was it? January, beginning of January, I did my own year ahead reading. Okay. So I did my own, and what I do when I do my own year ahead reading is like, I don't really like take a photo of it or anything. I just like make notes at the beginning of the month, like just notes to myself, what I need to focus on. And May, so I just read May, and May was pretty bang on. My notes says dualities, codependency, understanding shadow, and light self, like feminine and masculine. There will be lots of transformation, and to be patient, and to do the little things that bring me joy. And I think that this speaks in volumes because in this whole month being in the duality with like everything with my home and not knowing where I'm going next, and understanding and holding the space and all of that, but also holding that space and duality in my business and kind of learning all about every aspect of myself. So it is really cool that came up. But I also looked at June, and June is going to be all about like a business plan and financial plan and a strong foundation. And then here in my notes, I wrote register my business, which is really funny because I registered my business a week ago and I didn't think I had no idea I wrote this down. So I didn't even know this was going to actually like happen. And so even though it didn't happen in June, it happened a little bit earlier. That is really cool. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then basically the rest of June, I'm going to focus on my crown chakra. So I'm going to do a little bit of crown chakra healing. And then it says, trust. Obstacles are there to steer me in the right direction and don't force. So it seems like that's like my, what's it called? It's like my biggest like, what did my sister call it? Like my sentence of the year. What did she call it? My new motto. That's it. Don't force is my new motto. It's been like my new motto for so long because I have this tendency of when I want something, I want it now. And I don't have the patience. I'm like, no, like, let's go. Like, I want to get it done. And then I tend to force things, and then things don't work out the way, like they don't work out because I force them. And so that not forcing has been a huge lesson for me in many ways, in the past. So really setting the intention this month not to force and to just go with the flow, even though I'm like impatient as fuck, but yeah. So yeah, I wanted to share those two things with you. Basically, this is what came up for me today in my life. And so yeah, and thanks so much, Courtney, for joining me live. And that is it. That is it for day 113, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye. Oh, close.